Hi, and we're really excited that you've come to this page because you've got in your heart to be a small group leader. My name's Pastor Peter, and this is Caitlin.
Hey guys.
And we just want to talk to you about what it means to be a small group leader and how you can go about that. So obviously you've got this interest, you've got a desire, you might have even been involved in some different small groups in the church already, but a small group leader is someone who says, rather than just going, I've actually got something in my heart that I would like to start a small group because I've got this passion, or I've got this interest, or I've got this thing I've done. What are some of the examples of things people get in their heart, Caitlin?
Oh, it can be such a range of things. It could be, you know what, I've heard this message by Stephen Furtick. It's amazing. And I just saw that he's got a 7-part series, a Bible study on it. You know what, this message has really touched me, and I feel like I would love to share this message using this 7-part DVD Bible study that he's already released. So I want to
Okay, so you've got a series of someone else's teaching, Stephen Furtick. He's got a series of DVDs, and you say, "Oh, I'd love to do this, but why just do it alone?" Some of my friends or some of the people that in the church might be interested in doing this as well. So you could find something you want to study or you want to explore, and you think, well, why explore it alone? Why not get others to join with you?
It could be so much more. It could just be, you know what, I feel really called to a particular group of people. Like maybe I just, I called to help young women, and I just really feel called to that. So I want to start a small group specifically for young women because I really feel called to help that group.
And so you've got a passion for the young women. You say, well, what I'm going to do, I could have a get together where we have coffee and a discussion and we talk about things, or it could be something like, let's have a craft morning. So once a week we get together and we make craft, and because I love craft and I love being involved with this particular group of people, so I'll combine the two.
I think that's a great point as well, that it doesn't it doesn't have to be centered around a particular Bible study, although that is a great form of small group. It could be based on a passion, like you said, craft, or it could be, when I've got a huge passion for exercise and bike riding, and I have a group and we meet every Saturday morning and we go for a bike ride together and then stop and have share a short devotion and have a time of prayer together, but it's more about connecting on a relational level.
So that leads us into something here. The difference between just any group getting together and a small group, because we have a purpose for the small group. It's not just anybody getting together. Otherwise you could just be meeting friends for coffee. A small group takes a few extra levels. And so as a leader, you need to be aware of this. First of all, you are making a commitment to a group of people to disciple and grow them. It's about them finding their groove and then finding their path, to move forward. So you'll be committing to praying for them.
Yeah.
All right. So this is not just, I've got a group of people. You'll be committing to praying for them by name, so that you are developing an awareness of God's heart for them. So that's number one. You'll be committing to pray. Number two, you'll be committing that when you get together, especially if it's something that's more around so like an activity, you might say go doing the bike ride, or we do a 1-hour walk every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. We walk around the city. Every group that gets together needs to have at least some devotional or some time. Now, it might only be 5 minutes at the start. It might be you get together and you say, listen, I want to read this scripture and I want to share what's in my heart. Or you say, John is going to share a scripture this morning. You've asked one of the others to do that. Yeah. But every group has at least a devotional. Some of them, like if you're doing the Steve Furtick DVDs, the whole thing's going to be sort of a large devotional. But you need to have that commitment so that you're praying for them and that there is some point of growth, because we understand this is why we're getting together ultimately, is to help each other grow.
Yeah, exactly. And there's other forms, and it could be that, hey, I've got a passion for history, and I'm going to have a history where we're going to look at the historical side of church background. It could be a particular age group. It could just be I've got a passion for music, and we're going to come in, I'm going to have worship, and play some, what was that? I've got a passion for 70s music, so I'm going to have play 70s music each week, and we're going to listen to worship songs from the 70s. There's so many different.
Yeah, don't limit this at all to other things that you've seen done. Think, what am I passionate about? What do I love to do? And say, well, why can't I do that as a small group? So I really appreciate that. This is obviously why you're watching, because you've thought, I think I can lead this. And as you've probably discovered, leading this doesn't mean I've got to be an expert Bible teacher or I'm going to be someone who can, take charge of a meeting. and give them great benefit of my amazing wisdom and all the experience I've got. No, it's, listen, I think I can just arrange for us to get together. Couple other things you need besides a passion and a desire and also a commitment to pray is if you're going to lead something, first of all, you come up with an idea, and then you need to go and find a buddy, because we believe that two people are better at anything than one. So you need to find someone who will be helping you and assisting you. So at least you've got someone that you can lean on and get, you need to find your Barnabas. Your Paul and Barnabas in the Bible, they work together. You need to find a second person that can help you with this. And then also you need to then fill out a form which shows what you're desiring to do and gives us the details, what demographic, how often you want to meet, what sort of some of the ones
you can do. You can meet weekly. Some of them meet. Some of our small groups currently meet every week. Some of them meet fortnightly. You can meet at a time that suits you. It doesn't have to be at night. It can be a Saturday breakfast. It can be on a weeknight. It can be on an afternoon. It can really be on a time that fits you and the people in your small group that goes.
And we normally meet through the school term, so we're asking people to at least commit to a time that matches a school term, and so people have a chance to sign up and know how long it's going to go for, and then at the end, you can work out whether you want to continue it on or whether it was just running for 12 weeks.
I think that's the thing about being a leader. You're not committing to the rest of your life leading a small group. We literally do it term by term, so you're just committing to one term. So it might be going through, like I said, the first one, a Bible study. There's so many great Bible studies already out there that you can use and say, we're just going to slowly go through this for one term, that's it. That might be their whole small group.
You might have a book and you just divide it 12 chapters, and we're going to read through this book on Hearing God by Caitlin Grant. we're gonna just take a book and work our way through it. So that's so you're just committing to a term. As some of the small groups will be an ongoing thing, like we do over a few small groups where it's an ongoing small group. But to be honest, each term we often do a different topic, and we can look at it that way. So each term still has a focus, but the actual small group itself is an ongoing thing. So small groups are very organic. They're very fitting to what's in your heart and making that work. So two other things you need to be aware of. Secondly, start with the first one. Firstly, you need to do Launchpad. Everyone who's a leader has done Launchpad, and in there, especially in step 3, you'll get more information about how small groups work. Also, then through that step 3, you've become aware of a form. It's actually there's a link below where you can download a form, fill it out, which gives us all the details we need to know in order to help you get this off the ground. And then the last one is that we believe that small group leaders are key to the growth of the small group, and so we want to help you and be a part of that. So every small group leader is being coached by someone in the breakthrough team, and coach just simply means we have a weekly chat where we 15-20 minutes, we just talk to you about some of the things that you're going through. How did your small group go? How did what was the response? What was the topic? Then we also ask you, is there anything that you can see amongst you people that you're praying for? We ask you, have you been praying for them every day by name? And then we say, and how are you going? How's your growth going? What are you doing to grow your life? And because that's what we do. We grow each other as we grow people in the small group. So you just need to be aware that I'm committing to growing these people, but I'm also then committing to being a part of this coaching and discipling process.
And I want to encourage you that you might say, I'm not really a leader, I've never spoken before, that, if God's put something on your heart, I want to encourage you that He's put it on there for a reason. And you don't necessarily have to be the world's best leader. You don't have to be the world's best speaker. Because I said a lot of small groups aren't actually based upon you speaking and leading as much as you've got something on your heart and you're committed to praying for people and creating an environment where people can grow. You can use other people's materials. You can do a small group that's not completely based upon speaking. It's more relational. Like you said, we have a crafts afternoon and we chat and get to know each other and pray for each other, and each week a different person in the group shares a devotion. So I want to encourage you, don't feel unqualified, don't feel I need to wait until I'm this amazing, awesome person. God's called you now, and there's a small group there waiting for you.
And if you're ready to launch, do the Launchpad. Step 4 of Launchpad, we actually have a special training session for small group leaders. We'll equip you, give you all the help you need. Find your preaching buddy or your small group leading buddy. Fill out the form, sharing what's on your heart, and then go for it. This will be exciting for you to take what's on your heart and see you impact the world. God bless you.